I am here with Mike Sicilia, Executive Vice President of Oracle Industries. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Always great to be here.
Fresh off the keynote stage here. For anybody who may have missed it, can you give us a quick recap of some of the top takeaways from your keynote?
Sure. Well, we're investing in AI at every single layer of our, from the infrastructure to the horizontal applications, the industry applications, and then our AI data platform, which gives customers the ability to bring their own proprietary data to OI.
Right.
And with all of that, Kendall, we think we've got some terrific solutions for our customers to take advantage of when they're thinking about true end-to-end business transformation or even industry transformation as well.
All right, so I want to unpack a little bit of that. Obviously, starting with AI. What makes Oracle the best partner to not only help customers adopt AI, which everybody's talking about, but also leverage it to be more efficient, more productive, and really drive a competitive edge?
Yeah, well, geez, it's a great question, and there's so many answers to it. So let me try to give you just one or two nuggets.
Okay.
It certainly won't be exclusive, but like as I said, we have AI at every level of the infrastructure. So you can take advantage of AI by adopting the Oracle Autonomous Database.
Right.
And you adopt the Oracle Autonomous Database, and you take human error and human mistakes out of the equation. You can take advantage of AI all the way at the edge with our clinical applications for healthcare, our construction applications for safety, and so on. We've really got it everywhere. Just in Fusion, we just announced 50 more new AI agents, so it's really a hard question to answer to say, where can I get the most advantage of AI, because it really is everywhere.
Right.
And I think we're getting to the point where AI just becomes the way we conduct ourselves.
Right.
It becomes the way we do business,
Yeah.
and you don't really need to think about it as something separate. It's going to be baked into everything we do at Oracle.
It's exactly that. It's baked into everything that we're doing. Now, speaking of that, other companies are charging for AI. What about us?
We're not. We view AI as really helping our customers do more with our technology, and we believe it just belongs as a core feature set. It'll be hard to differentiate AI from anything else in our application stacks, because we're just embedding AI everywhere, and I think it should be a normal course of business.
Okay, so kind of along the same lines here, you mentioned AI agents already. Where do you see AI agents driving further efficiency?
Yeah, well, today AI agents, I think, at the edge are really starting to take off. So we've had a bunch of agents in Fusion in the back office applications. We keep adding more and more and more. When you get to the edge, the industry applications, doctors conversing with patients, a point of sale person connecting with a customer in a retail store, that's where AI, we think, just has such immediate value, and it's a huge help, because the person who's using the technology, your employee, is directly connected with the customer, and both people benefit at once. The patient and the doctor benefit, the merchandising specialist and the customer benefit all at once by asking human questions to AI and getting instant results back. So I think really that's the next phase of AI agents, will be all the way to the edge.
Right, giving them, taking that time that they usually would spend finding those answers, or
Right.
Asking those questions, giving that time and allowing them to spend it with the customer.
You're exactly right. I mean, how many times have you been in a store where you've asked someone if they had something in stock and nobody seems to know? And it's not because the people don't want to help, it's that they don't have the information at their fingertips,
Right.
and that completely changes in this model.
And now we will. Do you have any specific customer examples of them of leveraging AI and really, doing more with less and achieving great things?
Well, in our clinical AI agent, our healthcare examples, we have 130 customers already live in a few short months by taking this. I mean, there's so many customers to name. I can't name them all, but
Right.
the feedback we've gotten from our physicians is this has allowed me to actually participate with my family at dinner time now, because I'm not spending time documenting. I've been able to go to my children's sporting events and
Right.
theater events and things like that. It's just really heartwarming and game-changing things that AI can do for people at the edge.
I've been honored and had the awesome opportunity to speak with a lot of our healthcare customers lately. I was recently at HIMSS, and I heard directly from our customers about how they're using the Oracle Health Clinical AI agent to give time back. Again, it's the giving providers time back with the patients, but it's
Right.
also giving them time back, like you said, in their day-to-day. They're not spending hours at night doing all of these things that
Right.
they once did, and it is truly heartwarming to hear, for sure. Okay, so I want to dive into OCI a bit, another big part of your keynote today. How is OCI really helping drive the development of AI here at Oracle?
Well, look, AI requires some massive infrastructure. So I talked about our networking technology in OCI, which is proprietary to OCI, and that has really allowed us to attract the large language model vendors, the core AI infrastructure vendors to run, to train and inference their workloads on OCI. Now, the fact that we can run them more efficiently and more quickly gives our competitors a price advantage as well, because these can be very expensive queries to run, but if you can run them in a fraction of the time, and you pay a fraction of the cost. We're also embedding AI for security and for security reasons at every level of OCI. OCI in and of itself has different levels as well. So it's really important that we think about, again, that end-to-end piece of things. Then finally, OCI has the most flexible deployment options on the market.
Right.
Whether it's on-prem, whether it's hybrid, on-prem meaning we can bring OCI to the customer's data center, whether it's a hybrid environment, whether it's a government cloud environment, or whether it's a public cloud environment. No matter the environment that our customers choose, they get the same services, the same AI-powered services. There's not different versions of our cloud. It's all the same. So without OCI, we would not be as far along as we are with AI as we are in the company at every single level. It is the foundation, it is the footing for the building, and it's what keeps everything else standing and thriving.
So kind of going to last page first here, first page last, how would you define our enterprise AI strategy?
Yeah. Well, it's multifaceted and multi-layered. I think if you want to put a bow on it, and you want to think about, you've got all the things under the hood, all the infrastructure, all the agents, and all this that makes this work. I think we're able to have differentiated conversations with our customers about value. And the reason we can have questions about value is because we're not just talking about adopting AI for the sake of adopting AI and saving a few seconds here, a few seconds there, and taking a few shortcuts. We're talking about actually changing the way our customers interact with their customers.
Right.
And the reason we can have those conversations, Kendall, is because we're doing this at every single layer. And when you think about adopting that, you're actually adopting a transformative structure. And then finally, we're going to allow them to bring their data, whether it's in an Oracle data source, whether it's in a spreadsheet, whether it's in some other competitive database, or whether it's in any various unstructured format, and bring that to further tune these AI models to make it very, very specific and very contextually aware, not just to their business, but to their customers as well. I don't know anybody else on the market who's having or is able to have those conversations with customers today. So that, to me, makes it very, very exciting.
That's how we stand out from these other major cloud providers.
Sure. Exactly.
Okay, so one of the other big things that you mentioned when it comes to OCI is scale, really. It's scaling up, it's scaling out, but it's also scaling down. What customer needs are driving this? Yeah,
well, there's lots of customer needs where you're scaled down. So if we think about government, not all countries are the same size. And there are a lot of countries that it's not cost effective for them to think about building major data centers. So they're very interested in our dedicated regions, and we're working with governments throughout the world to bring our dedicated regions, again, all the same services, but at a much smaller footprint, a much smaller upfront commit to bring those dedicated regions to those countries. Banks, utilities, highly regulated organizations sometimes would rather have that infrastructure on their premises. But what they're not saying is they want a new generation of on-prem. What they want is remotely hosted, remotely managed, and remotely secured infrastructure on their premises in their data centers. That is very, very unique to Oracle. There's nobody else that's delivering this AI infrastructure either at a country level, at a customer level, from a regulatory level. Right. Some others do it with edge compute, and their sovereign story is about edge. But edge means at some point that data goes somewhere else and at some point it leaves. Our data never leaves.
Right.
Customers' data never leaves. It is truly sovereign, it is truly secure, no matter the footprint that they choose. And I think having that flexibility really, again, is another differentiator and allows us to have very different conversations than our competitors are.
Especially in those, like you said, those highly regulated industries, that's huge. Okay, final question here. We are building hundreds of data centers around the world. Why? What impact will that have, especially for customers, like right here in ANZ?
Yeah, well, again, it's about scaling up and scale down. So we're building hundreds of different size data centers throughout the world. Some really big ones, so some very big ones we've recently spoke about for our AI, our core AI infrastructure, with GPU cluster farms. These are massive data centers measured in gigawatts, but we also have data centers that are measured in 150 kilowatts. So we can scale up and scale down. And the reason we're building so many data centers is because customers have so many choices, and we believe that giving them the choice as to where they want to start, and they may want to go somewhere else in the future, is going to really put us in a different stratosphere when in terms of number of data centers.
Well, a lot of exciting stuff to come, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Always great to be here.